Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your and Eliana Ross-Leighton's longtime leadership to avoid the crisis that we face today. And General Dempsey, Secretary Hagel, Secretary Kerry, thank you for being here today. We're here to learn more about a very serious issue, a United States strike on Syria. As a member of this committee, as Chairman of the House Armed Services Military Personnel Subcommittee, as a 31-year veteran myself of the South Carolina National Guard and Army Reserve, but most particularly as the grateful father of 4 sons currently serving in the United States military, I'm very concerned about what we're hearing today. I have many questions concerning the President's proposed strike and the risk to our military, American families, and our allies, particularly neighboring Israel, Jordan, Turkey, and Iraq. Secretary Hagel, some have characterized the plans for the strike as leaked to the press as, quote, a pinprick that will not prevent President Assad from resuming his use of chemical weapons. How severely do you intend to degrade his capabilities? What will you do if he resumes chemical weapons? Where did these chemical weapons come from?
Congressman, thank you. Thank you for your service and for your son's service. I can assure you on the first point you made, I can speak for General Dempsey and all of our military leaders that there is no higher purpose that we all have, nor more significant responsibility than the protection of our men and women who serve in uniform. They are our highest priority. As to your other questions, the President has said, he stated it again yesterday in a meeting in the Cabinet room with the leaders of Congress, and I think Congressman Engel was there, as was Chairman Royce. This would not be a pinprick. Those were his words. This would be a significant strike that would, in fact, degrade his capability. I think the three of us have noted, you have all noted and are much aware, that any action carries with it risk. Any action carries with it consequence, but also does inaction, as Secretary Kerry noted. I can assure you, as Secretary of Defense, that the Department of Defense, our leaders, have spent days and days going over every option, every contingency, everything you talked about and more. Security of our forces, security of our embassies, consulates, working with the State Department, everything that we needed to factor in to if we took action. The President insisted on that. He wanted to see those plans, collateral damage, innocent people being hurt. We think that the options that we have given him first would be effective, would in fact carry out the intent of what we have.
Mr. Secretary, I don't mean to be rude, but time is flying. Where did the chemical weapons come from?
Well, there's no secret that the Assad regime has had chemical weapons, significant stockpiles of chemical weapons.
From a particular country?
Well, the Russians supply them. Others are supplying them with those chemical weapons. They make some themselves.
And Secretary Kerry, on April 25th, the White House Legislative Director Miguel Rodriguez wrote, quote, "Our intelligence community does assess with varying degrees of confidence that the Syrian regime has used chemical weapons," end of quote. With the President's red line, why was there no call for military response in April? Was it delayed to divert attention today from the Benghazi IRS NSA scandals, the failure of Obamacare enforcement, the tragedy of the White House drafted sequestration, or the upcoming debt limit vote? Again, why was there no call for military response 4 months ago when the President's red line was crossed?
Well, the reason is very simple. The President made a decision to change his policy, but he didn't believe that the evidence so overwhelming. It was significant, it was clear it had happened, but on a scale that he felt merited the increase of assistance and the announcements that he made with respect to the type of aid that he would provide the opposition. So he did respond. This is so egregious and now builds on the conclusions of our intel community as to the numbers of times, but such a clear case so compelling and urgent with respect to the flagrancy of the abuse that the President thinks that as a matter of conscience and as a matter of policy, the best route to proceed is through the military action now.
But in April, it was very clear. Chemical weapons are chemical weapons.
Yeah, but the President,
Syria was identified. Mr. Secretary, action should have been taken
but
then.
the President didn't believe it was a compelling enough case to win the support of the American people as well as the world. This is. The President did respond. He upgraded what we were doing very significantly. He came to Congress. As a matter of fact, many of you know, we have to struggle to get the Congress to agree to let him do the things that he wanted to do to upgrade that effort.
But chemical weapons
We need,
are chemical
excuse me,
weapons.
your time's expired. We need to go to Mr. Jerry Connolly of Virginia.